day as we get into it Friday all the way through Saturday night. Hazardous road travel due to snow and blowing snow and drifting snow. 4 to 8 inches. More about that in just a moment.
And right now this morning, where to park your car during the snow. Campbell Police have a reminder for you about alternate side parking. And from pizza to craft cocktails, one of Winona's most romantic spots shows us their Valentine's specials coming up.
This is News 8 Now, this morning.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Alexandra Carter.
And I'm Art Jarrett.
It is Friday, February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day out there. It's going to be an interesting Valentine's Day here. We've got a lot going on to keep us busy, don't we?
A little bit on the slushy side today,
Yeah.
getting into it. Hey, your forecast is going to hold on to that all the way through your Valentine's Day and into Saturday as well. Possibly Sunday with maybe a little bit of drifting snow as well. That's what we've got going on. All areas are in this 4 to 8 inches with 3 bands of snow in the forecast. Let's take a quick peek at what's going on here. We've got the snowy conditions for today going into Saturday as well. Then we get into Sunday. We've got some cold air. We're seeing maybe temperatures around, say, 16 degrees or so. And then by next week, we're looking at temperatures Monday starting out at 2 degrees for a high. Yikes, right? Here's a look at your current winter alerts out there. You can see they continue to pump up across the area right now. So we'll keep an eye on how this all shakes out for you. But the snow is coming as we finish out going into the 3 o'clock hour, extending through your evening commute. And then off that, we're going to see another band coming in, a different band. That's going to start tracking a little bit more so towards the south as we go into the overnight hours, and that will continue to come back again with another band coming in for a third batch, pushing more snow into our forecast. So we're looking at 4 to 6 inches here from Eau Claire all the way down to La Crosse, down I-94 to I-90, and that we'll also see La Crosse intermixed in that. So they're also in the 6 to 8 inches of snow as well as we go right through into Sunday, carrying over into some of this for the whole region and extending out. We're looking at a trace at least getting to, again, the 6 to 8 inches down to the south and east. More about that coming up in a moment.
And a reminder from the Campbell Police Department this morning, alternate side parking is in effect since today's date is even. Park on the even numbered side of the street till midnight, then move your car to the odd numbered side. Officers will ticket cars on the wrong side through April 1st. And don't forget, you can track weather on your block with the First Warn Weather app. You can find it wherever you download your apps. A new twist this morning in the search for 16-year-old Sophia Franklin. An Amber Alert for her was extended into Missouri. State Highway Patrol think that Franklin and her alleged abductor, 40-year-old Gary Day, may be traveling through that state on their way to Arkansas. The Beaver Dam teen was last seen February 2nd. Franklin is believed to be 3 months pregnant with the 40-year-old's child. A new state audit calls for major changes at Milwaukee Public Schools. The review ordered by the governor shows the district needs new leadership and better communication with parents. Workers also need new ways to report problems. This comes as Milwaukee students posted some of the lowest reading scores among major U.S. cities. Now to the latest in President Donald Trump's quest to reduce the size of the U.S. government. Sources telling CBS News hundreds of federal workers have received layoff notices, with more expected in the coming weeks. Yesterday, Trump's Department of Government Efficiency head Elon Musk called for the elimination of entire federal agencies. Taking a live look at the White House this morning, CBS News' Jared Hill reports President Trump also taking another step in his threat to put reciprocal tariffs on goods the U.S. imports from other countries.
This morning, hundreds of federal workers are out of a job, and thousands more are bracing for sweeping layoffs. Speaking virtually at a World Summit Thursday, Elon Musk, head of President Donald Trump's Department of Government Efficiency, said entire federal departments should be deleted.
If you don't remove the roots of the weed, then it's easy for the weed to grow back.
CBS News has learned recent federal hires still on probationary status across several departments have received termination notices. Same for about 1,000 workers at the Department of Veterans Affairs as of yesterday.
9 million veterans are watching you give them the middle finger, and we're not going to stand for it.
U.S. officials have also confirmed that DOJ employees are examining the IRS, though yesterday President Trump told reporters he doesn't plan to close the agency.
Just about everybody's going to be looked at.
The president also signed an executive order directing his administration to look at imposing tariffs to match those that other countries put on U.S. goods. Critics warn it could hurt efforts to fight inflation.
Prices could go up somewhat short term, but prices will also go down.
The president argued those reciprocal tariffs would level the playing field for American workers.
And breaking overnight, a federal judge ordering the Trump administration to restore foreign aid funding. The ruling covers contracts in place before Trump took office. 2 health groups sued over the president's 90-day aid freeze. Also breaking overnight, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says a Russian drone attack has caused significant damage to the radiation shelter of the Chernobyl nuclear power plant. That shelter protecting the world from dangerous radiation at Chernobyl. Video capturing the moment the drone hit the shelter. The shelter was built and put into place in 2016 to help contain radiation spewing from reactor 4. Zelensky says so far radiation levels around the plant haven't risen, but they are monitoring it. Former Republican Senate candidate Eric Hovde is challenging his loss to Senator Tammy Baldwin. In a post on social media, he questioned Milwaukee's absentee ballots and same-day registration rules, claiming election fraud is what led to Baldwin's victory. The Milwaukee Election Commission calling those claims baseless. A Minnesota senator says she won't seek re-election in 2026. Democrat Tina Smith made that announcement yesterday. The 66-year-old says she wants to spend more time with her family. Minnesota's Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan already said she'll run for the seat. Governor Tim Walz is reportedly also considering a run. A downtown La Crosse bar's liquor license is at risk over underage drinking. The city wants to revoke Latino Bar and Grill's license. Special council meeting is set for next Thursday. Police say owners and staff aren't stopping underage drinking there. Officers have responded to the bar, they say, more than 120 times since it opened in 2022. A battle over borders is headed to court. The city of La Crosse challenging French Island's attempt to become a village. News 8's Grace Monk has the latest from city and township officials.
The first resolution gives the city's legal department permission to fight the incorporation. The other allows the city to put $45,000 towards legal expenses. The resolution says the incorporation would create a duplication of facilities and services. It also says the city has the capacity to offer these resources to French Island. For years, Campbell and La Crosse had a boundary agreement preventing annexation and incorporation.
With our 21-year boundary agreement over with La Crosse that expired at December 31st of last year, we want to go through the incorporation process to seal our borders so we can have a future where we know what our tax base is going to look like.
Town officials say village incorporation is about more than boundaries.
We've got 1,400 plus wells in Campbell, and a large percentage of those have been contaminated with the PFAS. So we're moving ahead with a water system, a municipal water system, which has a big price tag to it.
Over time, we've had annexations and we've been nibbled and nibbled and nibbled a little bit more, and we're much smaller. But truthfully, the people who live in the town of Campbell just want their independence.
In a statement to News 8 Now, Mayor Mitch Reynolds says the incorporation is not in the best interest of people who live within the city of La Crosse. He added that the city has no immediate annexation plans in the town of Campbell. Grace Monk, News 8 Now this morning.
Campbell's petition will go before a judge in May. And a step forward for the Wagon Wheel Trail project. Common Council voting last night to let the state manage bidding and contracts. The trail will connect La Crosse to La Crescent by widening the Highway 1461 bridge for safer walking and biking. Council also banned balloon releases in the city. The time now is 6:07, still ahead for us. TikTok back on U.S. app stores this morning, and your last-minute Valentine's Day gifts could be more expensive this year. More Americans are finding it harder to pay off their debt.
Around 40% of Americans are unfaithful when it comes to their finances. I'm Cristian Benavides with the results of a new survey.
And for now, sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning, the Euclid Space Telescope, capturing a rare cosmic sight, an Einstein ring. That is a perfect circle of light bending around a galaxy, creating nature's own magnifying glass. Scientists say this is the first time they've seen this ring of light thanks to Euclid's powerful new camera. And as you start to wake up this morning, leaving you with a quick wake-up call with the city where the first ever T-Rex fossil was found, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I would never have guessed that. Stay with us. Your morning consumer news is coming right up.
Earn now, spend later during Blaine's Farm and Fleet's Blaine's Bucks event. Now through February 26th, rewards members earn $10 in Blaine's Bucks for every $100 spent in store. Redeemable just like cash March 6th through the 19th. Start earning on Blaine's Original Cat Food, $26.99. Select AgriMaster Feed, $10.49. Rewards members save an extra $1. Blaine's Platinum Vehicle Batteries, $5 off for rewards members. Plus, try new Dots Barbecue Pretzels, $5.99. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
The President's Week sale at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. Hurry in for store-wide sale prices, 24-month financing, and free gas just for shopping at Drury's. Only at Drury's will you find all the best brands like Daniels Amish, Flex Steel, Smith Brothers, and Lazy Boy. Plus, the design staff to help you pull it all together. Great prices, 24-month financing, and even free gas. It's happening now. The President's Week sale at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. Family owned for 100 years.
Hey, I went to the new place. They didn't have everything, but the bananas were on sale.
Wait, why didn't you go to Woodman's?
Hi, we're the Woodmans. I'm Clint. I'm Phil.
Other stores promote a few items but charge more for everything else.
At Woodmans, you save big time money on your whole grocery bill.
I even use the app to compare prices.
Oh my gosh, talk about receipt regret.
Our work here is done.
Service and savings. It's Woodmans.
Join today's shoppers as they explore Sweet Valley Artisans.
There's so many good things here. How do you pick just one? You don't.
I've been looking for something to hang in my garage. What about this? Or this?
Vintage clothing and accessories? Let's check it out. Have you found anything yet? Yeah?
I'm getting hungry just looking at this. I know what you mean.
Stop in and find your treasure today.
The Silverado Trail Boss. And a little work. And a little play. And a truck that says no to nothing. And Chevrolet.
Get $3,000 total cash allowance on this 2025 Silverado. Plus, current Chevy owners can get $5,000 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Visit HometownChevy.com.
As I deteriorated, I needed something that would allow me to go from floor in the garage to floor in the home. Jason helped introduce to me all sorts of accessibility equipment. I have no questions about credibility and research. Personally, if somebody was asking me, I would say, here's who I would call.
Hi, I'm Jason with Access Elevator. Stop in and see us today.
All right, as you can see, we have a weather alert day today. We're also going to go with snowy roadways today and into this evening and overnight into tomorrow as well. Then Sunday comes into fruition, and we're looking at colder air coming in. We're looking at a high maybe around, say, 16 degrees or so for Sunday. And then by the rest of the week, we're looking at frigid conditions working into the forecast for most of the week into the central portion of that week going into at least by Thursday ending out. We have snow working its way closer now, getting towards the Twin Cities, working into Minnesota, and as that happens, we have increasing clouds for us as well. We'll also see the wind chills this morning are already ticking up, -14 for Ladysmith. We're also seeing that about -2 to -3 as you get into areas right by La Crosse right now. Snowy roadways and slick spots happening for what we picked up yesterday, what's remnant as far as snow is concerned. We also have visibility issues later on today as we go into the evening commute as that cloud cover continues to really pick up and we go more with widespread snow. Hey, we're looking at Menominee right now. So far, it looks pretty decent out there on the roads. We're looking at -2 right there. It's a little bit colder on your skin. You can see right now over in North La Crosse area, we're looking at Onalaska, 3 degrees, but it feels like it's -14 now, so it's gotten much colder. You can see the roadways are pretty good, but you can see there's a little issue going on with partly covered roadways for some areas right there as you get into Onalaska. That being said, current temperatures in the single digits as well, pretty much across the board for everybody. La Crosse is at 3 degrees right now, Eau Claire -7. As we go into how it feels out there, -7 for Eau Claire. We're also seeing it feels like -14 for La Crosse. Other locations, it's like -12 over in areas by Viroqua. The winds are kicking up as well, so we've got that wind chill out there. So please bundle up the kiddos heading out to school. More of your forecast is coming up in just a moment.
In your morning consumer news, Google Play and Apple both restoring TikTok to their U.S. app stores. This comes as the future of the app in America is still uncertain. The move follows a Supreme Court decision on the ban, which stemmed from national security concerns. Valentine's Day spending hitting new heights this year. Shoppers plan to spend about $189 on average. That's up $3 from last year. The National Retail Federation says that adds to a record $27.5 billion spent this Valentine's Day around the country. And Americans are struggling with debt at levels not seen since the Great Recession. The Federal Reserve reports more people are falling behind on all types of loans, from mortgages to credit cards. Auto loan and credit card late payments hitting their highest level in 14 years. This marks the first time since 2009 that so many households just can't keep up with their bills. It's Valentine's Day, of course, and a new survey shows couples are not always honest when it comes to money. Christian Benavidez shows us the numbers behind financial infidelity.
Let me ask you, have you guys always been open and honest with each other about your finances?
That's easy. She's the CFO of the house.
Corliss and Maurice Jenkins say for more than 40 years, they've been hand in hand when it comes to money.
I tell him when he can spend and when he can't, and when he needs to pull back.
But many couples are not open about their finances. According to a survey from the personal finance site Bankrate, 40% of Americans in a relationship have committed financial infidelity.
We're talking about secret spending, secret debt, secret bank accounts, secret credit cards. The secrets are the problem.
Ted Rossman is a senior industry analyst with Bankrate and says overspending is the most common secret, and 45% of Americans believe financial secrets are as bad as physical infidelity.
It's still better to come clean sooner rather than later. People are generally pretty forgiving about this.
The survey also found a majority of couples, 62%, keep at least some of their money in a separate bank account.
We do, trust each other.
That's the case for Dayron Infante and Laura Enriquez, who've been together for 13 years. She admits to being an avid online shopper. Get a lot of packages.
Oh, I have a whole Super Target in my lawn and in my porch.
But it doesn't lead to fights because they're open about their spending.
We don't ever want to be fighting about money. I'm just not going to do that.
The couple says they don't want money to come between them.
Younger people are more likely to lie about money, the survey says. It found that 67% of Gen Z has committed financial infidelity. That was a look at your consumer news. We'll send it over now to meteorologist Art Jarrett. He's got a look at our forecast.
All right, weather alert day. All right, that's what's going on. We have that in the late afternoon going through the evening commute, where it's really going to start to blossom and go widespread. That'll continue all the way into the late night to go into the overnight hours, where it starts to work its way towards the south. We'll also see another round. So we've got like 3 bands of snow coming in the forecast. We've got that due to hazardous road travel as well. We'll have some low visibility going into your evening commute this evening. We're talking 4 to 8 inches of snow, and that carries over all through Saturday night. So that's all areas in the forecast. So let's take a look at what I've got going on for you. You've got snowy conditions going into this afternoon and then continuing on through Saturday. We've got colder air coming in as we go into Sunday, extending to frigid conditions going into next week. The moisture coming in off the Pacific is pretty awesome there. You can see it continuing to push more of that snow through the Four Corners region, working up along the northern tier of the United States, and then working towards us here, getting into now Minnesota slowly but surely with the first round of that snow coming in. Clouds are on the increase, and we will see clouds increase through the morning hours from partly to cloudy to at least increasing clouds coming in with snow and breezy and gusty winds. The snow winter alerts here you can see because of the snow, I should say, as we get the 4 to 8 inches in your forecast, where we're looking at Eau Claire, extending northward as well, all the way up along I-94, down southward going to I-90. We've got La Crosse in that as well. La Crosse is also, as you go farther south, extended into the 6 to 8 inches as well. So we'll see the increase as we get these bands of snow working in the forecast and increasing our ability to put some snow on the ground. We'll go into the morning hours here with increasing clouds by late. You're looking at partly to cloudy to mostly cloudy skies in the forecast here, getting into at least 3 all the way through the evening commute for your snow. Eau Claire is going to do the same with the increasing clouds. You can see from the minus numbers numbers in the morning, getting into the teens, and then back into mild conditions to get into your evening, holding on to at least 90% chance of snow in the forecast, as La Crosse will do. We'll have temperatures today as we're looking at 26 to about 32 degrees possibly for your forecast under cloudy conditions, breezy and gusty conditions, blowing snow also. But it is Valentine's Day. It's all about love. It's all about snow. It's all about being one. All right, so we get into it here. You're holding on to this snow coming into the forecast, going widespread through the evening commute. It continues on through the 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock hour, then begins to break down a little bit more so from up north along I-94 and northward, where you're seeing most of it is down to the south and continues on. We're in the 20s here, still holding on to those local temperatures as we have a blanket of snow over us pretty much. Then we see up to the north, they're much colder there now, going into the teens, where the snow continues to track all the way through sunrise for tomorrow, and then continuing on right into the afternoon for 3 o'clock. We're looking at highs from 26 to about, say, 20, about 28, 29 degrees for our highs. We're also going to be seeing going into Saturday by the 11 o'clock hour, we've got some retrograding snow coming back from the east, going back to the Mississippi, and that's bringing us some possibilities of some extra flurries in the forecast. Finishing out right now, you're going to go right into it. You're looking at, again, 25 to 30 degrees under mild conditions with alert days, colder conditions for Sunday, going into frigid conditions for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. The cold comes back again for Thursday and Friday. We're looking at temperatures from 15 to 21 degrees. Back to you, Alexandra.
All right, Art, thank you. Coming up, the legal loophole that lets some child care facilities operate with zero oversight. Why local parents say it's putting their children in danger. Coming up.
Coming up next in the Blitz, history in Bangor, plus a big one in the MVC. Highlights from a fun night of hoops after the break.
Saturday through Monday only. Buy this gorgeous sectional and you'll get the ottoman free. The President's Weekend Doorbuster deals at Slumberland Furniture. Up to 60% off list. Get a free recliner with this reclining sofa. Only at Slumberland Furniture.
Around here, neighbors come together to make each other better. We're taking the same approach with healthcare. Gunderson Health System and Bellin Health have come together to form Amplify Health, giving you more of what's important in healthcare. More caring, more listening, more to feel good about on your way to feeling better. Overall, just a little more heart. Amplify Health by Gunderson. A little empathy changes everything.
I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well. It's a little pill with a big story to tell. I take once daily Jardians at each day start. As time went on, it was easy to see I'm lowering my A1C.
And for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease, Jardians can lower the risk of cardiovascular death too.
Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine, which can be fatal. Stop Jardians and call your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, trouble breathing, or increased ketones. Jardians may cause dehydration that can suddenly worsen kidney function and make you feel dizzy, lightheaded, or weak upon standing. Genital yeast infections in men and women, urinary tract infections, low blood sugar, or a rare life-threatening bacterial infection between and around the anus and genitals can occur. Call your doctor right away if you have fever or feel weak or tired and pain, tenderness, swelling, or redness in the genital area. Don't use if allergic to Jardians. Stop use if you have a serious allergic reaction. Call your doctor if you have rash, swelling, difficulty breathing, or swallowing. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have new pain or tenderness, sores, ulcers, or infection in your legs or feet.
Jardians is really swell, the little pill with a big story to tell.
Saturday through Monday only. Buy this gorgeous sectional and you'll get the ottoman free. The President's Weekend Doorbuster deals at Slumberland Furniture. Up to 60% off list. Get a free recliner with this reclining sofa. Only at Slumberland Furniture.
This February.
It's your birthday. I'm going to be 50. 1975.
I feel lucky to be here now and to be in it with other people.
Celebrate Drew February 21st.
Weekdays at 3 on News 8. The News 8 Plus app. Local news on your time.
For the Blitz, well, the MVC boys basketball season this winter has felt like how the football season went. Lots of teams capable of getting a win on any given night. A big one last night in Holmen. Riverhawks entered the night a game back of the Vikings and Aquinas. Late first half, it's Keenan Iserman with a strong take to the hole, finishing through contact. Holmen down 27-21 at half. Out of the intermission, Riverhawks turning it up a notch. First, it's Gabe Service drilling the corner three. Then Derek Pangier getting that Central tough defense on display, and on the fast break takes it himself. Beautiful finish. Away side goes up 10. Vikes trying to stick around. Off the screen, it's Alex Burgett hanging and hitting with the left, but Central had a game plan and they executed it perfectly. Dawson Lappick gets the friendly bounce from the top of the key right there. Riverhawks, heck of a win, 62-52 the final. Luther and Hillsboro doing battle last night from Onalaska. Early on, the swarming press of defense by the Knights leading to an open look. Sinclair Bias connecting from distance. Home side goes up 13-6. Good response from the Tigers, specifically David Johnson as he hits the jumper. Then it's the visitors pushing the pace, and Miles Ravenscroft is going to give a pump fake and hit with the high arcer, but Luther was firing on all cylinders. Jackson Kendall with too much space hitting the three. Hosts would pull away as they look sharp against a solid Hillsboro squad. Hoping to see history last night in Bangor. We'll get to that in just a second. And in the second half is Sophie Cassera, who lays in the easy basket for 2 to extend Bangor's lead. And then it's Anna Frank catching and firing from deep, and she hits. And folks, that is history. Frank becoming Bangor's all-time leading scorer in school history with 1,440 points, surpassing Emma Whitmerhouse. And you can see teammates very excited as she gets presented a special ball to commemorate the accomplishment. And Bangor gets the win 58-28, marking their 11th straight outright conference title. Also got highlights between Dairyland's small and large leaders on the hardwood last night on our website, as well as action from the ice in the Coulee region. That'll do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
Craving authentic Mexican flavors? Look no further than Señor Villa. At Señor Villa, we bring the taste of Mexico to your table every day. Join us for our unbeatable $5 lunch specials packed with flavor and value. And don't miss our nightly specials where the fiesta never ends. Señor Villa, where great food meets great value. Visit us today. Señor Villa, the taste of Mexico you've been craving.
President's Day is a time to honor all presidents, past and present. And at King Furniture, we're giving you the opportunity to save some presidents with huge discounts throughout the entire store, up to 60% off.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
And right now, you can get 0% financing.
So save some presidents at King.
For the record, Franklin was not a president, but you can save him too. It's the President's Day sale going on right now at King Furniture.
Nice people.
Nice furniture.
Nice style.
I'm Mike Rowe, and this is the most honest commercial you're going to see all week.
Today, we're waterproofing a basement.
How long do you think this problem has been a problem?
Well, actually, the homeowner told us that she's lived here for 42 years, and when they first moved in, they had water issues.
Yeah.
That is like your telltale sign of like, hey, I'm having an issue, and that's when people should call.
Get a free and honest inspection with Innovative Basement Authority, a Groundworks company.
Attention. If you suffer from consistent pain in your joints caused by arthritis, overuse, or injury, you may be a candidate for a revolutionary therapy that could revitalize damaged tissue. This approach can provide long-lasting relief from pain in your knees, shoulders, hips, and other joints with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. To find out if you're a viable candidate, you may request a free consultation from QC Kinetics by calling 715-469-6907. Instead of masking the symptoms, it goes to the root of the problem to resolve it at its source. Already used by thousands of satisfied patients nationwide, this joint pain therapy is available right now to the public, but only for qualified candidates. Again, to find out if you're a viable candidate for this therapy, you may request a free consultation by calling QC Kinetics at 715-469-6907. Again, that's 715-469-6907.
This street's like any other in Wisconsin, but the new neighbor is a pedophile who repeatedly raped a little girl, released after just 2 years in prison. Thanks to Judge Susan Crawford's sweetheart sentence, a fraction of the 60 years he faced. Now, the pedophile lives blocks from a school. And with Susan Crawford on the bench, your street could be next.
The First Warn Weather app. Download it today. You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
Welcome back. When you drop your child off at daycare, you expect them to follow state safety rules, but News 8 uncovers how one local facility is legally avoiding all child care regulations, potentially putting kids at risk. News 8's Ken Kozarowski investigates.
Wisconsin child care providers fall into two licensed groups. If you've got 4 to 8 kids under age 7, it's family child care. 9 or more kids, group child care centers. The Department of Children and Families regulates providers under both. Everything from feeding guidelines, attendance, reporting injuries, and staff qualifications. DCF also conducts unannounced inspections.
You could get another write-up, you could get fined. If the violation is serious enough, you could be closed down.
The rules are different for private schools. State law says a private school just needs an educational purpose, a curriculum covering some core subjects, and a minimum number of teaching hours. Sarah Sherrod is a 20-year educator who knows the rules for both types of facilities. She once ran her own licensed daycare. In the fall, she took a director job at Three Rivers Day School in Onalaska. On day one, she says she knew something was wrong.
Teachers didn't have a plan for their day. It sort of was the children did their thing and the teachers sort of stood off to the side. The other staff also said that they had not received or filled out background check forms. I mean, that's very concerning.
She asked owner Amy Witt what rules are guiding the business.
Ultimately, the answer was, we don't have any rules.
Online, the company describes itself as a play school. It doesn't use the words daycare or childcare. It doesn't show up on any DCF childcare registry. But it is registered as a private school with the Department of Public Instruction, though Sherrod says she didn't see much schooling while she was there.
The ultimate goal was that she had children up to older elementary, like 5th grade. But besides her children, I think the oldest child was 5.
So if little schooling is being done and most of the students are infants and toddlers, why is it registered as a school and not a daycare? A look in the past could help. We discovered Witt ran a licensed in-home daycare before opening Three Rivers. DCF records show a handful of minor paperwork-related violations, but another incident took the cake.
She had told me that the high chair that my infant was in had fallen over, but that my baby didn't hit her head and wasn't hurt.
This parent asked to remain anonymous for fear of retaliation. She says 4 days after Witt said her daughter didn't hit her head, a bump appeared.
We took her to urgent care where they did a brain CT scan, which showed that she had a skull fracture. I asked Amy for more details surrounding the fall, which she blamed another child at the daycare for pulling the chair over when Amy had been putting away books.
Witt closed her in-home daycare and a year later opened Three Rivers Day School.
It was very clear that her motive was to use the loophole.
A completely legal loophole. DCF told us private schools don't have to follow any child care regulations, and they can't investigate any complaints against one.
Very alarming for staff and for children. Because there is nobody overseeing.
We lost count of the number of former employees and parents who reached out to us anonymously with similar concerns.
This is a completely unregulated operation.
All while employee paychecks came from unconventional sources like Venmo or personal checks that often wouldn't cash for days.
That next paycheck really made the staff say that enough is enough. They also have families.
Another anonymous former employee tells us the entire staff walked out after New Year's, but business hours have not changed.
Messages incoming from parents that have concern about who their child is being dropped off with.
I think she was hoping to open up a school that could care for 80 children, bringing in a significant income increase without needing to follow the rules and regulations and paperwork of Department of Children and Families.
We reached out to state lawmakers about the loophole, but haven't heard back on any potential changes. In the meantime, parents say families need to understand just what they're getting into when they choose a provider.
Not only do your research, but step into the day-to-day function of things and observe.
I think if you have like a feeling in your stomach, like don't dismiss that.
Owner Amy Witt declined our interview request and her voicemail is now full. While Three Rivers practices are legal, experts say parents should ask key questions when you're choosing care, like staff training, daily schedules, and ask to take a look at written policies. They also stress staying in regular contact with your child's daycare providers. And turning now to some morning medical news, a new study linking abortion bans to higher infant deaths. States with bans seeing a 6% rise in newborn deaths, particularly among babies with severe birth defects. Researchers say more women are now carrying pregnancies to term despite terminal diagnoses. Another new study revealing veterinarians are being exposed to bird flu even when they have not treated infected animals. The research, delayed by last month's Trump administration federal communications pause, shows unexpected exposure through blood testing. Of 68 human bird flu cases since 2024, just 3 people had no known contact with animals. And this Valentine's Day, chocolates, flowers, jewelry, and fancy dinners often get all the attention. But what about TV shows? Can binge watching a series together be good for your relationship? Michael Yoshida joins us with more on that.
Netflix and chilling to a better relationship.
If couples are having some tension or having some difficulty sort of connecting, I often suggest that they find a TV show to watch together.
Research has found staying home and watching TV together can provide benefits for close relationships, particularly when couples lack shared friends or social networks.
There's something very nice about just sort of being in the same space and not having it fraught with any kind of discussions about family and kids and finances. Or relationship.
But with so many different streaming options and shows to choose from, do you have to find the perfect series to watch?
I think part of what's beneficial, it's not just the show, it's the ritual. You know, it's kind of making a time together. Watching TV together is a really good way to decompress and do something that's not controversial or emotionally charged.
So what are some best practices? Be consistent. Set a time for the show and each other. No devices. Really be in the moment and space together. And like with many things, communication.
I just think the most important thing is, you know, to compromise, but have an open mind and not be afraid to experiment with another show that you might not be interested in.
A nationwide bus service is expanding to our area. Megabus adding stops in La Crosse, Eau Claire, Chippewa Falls, and Winona. The routes will connect riders to Milwaukee and Minneapolis. You can check schedules and buy tickets on Megabus's website. And the wait is almost over for a 3-finger combo in La Crosse. Construction is now officially underway on Raising Cane's at the former Macy's property at the mall. The popular chain plans to open in May. Another location in Eau Claire will also open this year. And the Philadelphia Eagles set to celebrate their Super Bowl victory today. A parade will step off at 11 o'clock this morning from Lincoln Financial Field, making its way to the city's Museum of Art. The Eagles, of course, beating the Chiefs 40-22 to win Super Bowl 59 last weekend. And happening this weekend, the International Owl Center in Houston is hosting Wisconsin Neighbor Weekend. See live owls and catch some special programming at 11 and 2. And film lovers can head to Winona's Frozen River Film Festival, featuring more than 50 films and workshops running through Sunday. For a unique winter activity, Fox Run Tavern's Snowshoe Beer Mile returns tomorrow. Strap on some snowshoes, grab a pint, and hit the track from 2 to 5. Now we'll send it over to meteorologist Art Jarrett. He's got a look at our morning commute.
All right, and as we go into our local weather, we've got that alert day, as I've mentioned before. That's all the way from today, getting into the afternoon around 3 o'clock or so, extending out to through Friday. So we're talking our evening commute where it really begins to pick up, where we're looking at the possibility of increasing snow going widespread through your evening commute, causing hazardous road travel, as you can see here. And we're going to be seeing some blowing snow, some drifting snow, 4 to 8 inches of snow for all areas getting into the forecast. Let's take a quick peek as we go into this and show you what I mean here. Snowy conditions as we go through this afternoon and Saturday. We've got that. I'm just going to give you an overview of what's happening. We've got the mild and gusty conditions, blowing and drifting snow. Sunday, we start to get a little bit of light flurries possibly moving through the area as well, about 20-30% chance of that occurring. We'll also see as we go into next week, we're holding on to some frigid conditions where temperatures drop back down into the single digits to at least the teens and of course the lower 20s. The moisture is on the way here, as you can see, getting closer to the Twin Cities. We have the cloud cover starting to move in. By the time we get into the late morning hours, we are looking at mostly cloudy to cloudy skies working in the forecast as we go through the afternoon and increasing as we finish out with overcast conditions and low visibility. So we're going to see see from top to bottom, that snow is going to get closer to the ground, I should say, as well as the cloud cover. We have road visibility issues as we finish out here, as we get into Menominee. If they're going to show up right now, doesn't look like. There it is. We've got some cloud cover out there right now where it's 1 degree, but it feels like it's 11 degrees right now. Back to you.
Before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
All right, we've got Cornelius who's turning 8 months old. He loves to crawl around and spend time with his big brother. And of course, today is his mom's birthday as well.
Happy birthday to her too. Ann Sawyer is turning 8. He loves camping, music, Minecraft, and playing with his little brother.
All right, how about Garrett, also turning 8 years old today? He loves to watch YouTube, play VR, and eat pepperoni pizza.
Yum. And Ken is turning 88. He enjoys supporting his church, spending time with his friends, family, and wife. Happy birthday.
All right, if you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them.
Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button. Still to come, if you need dinner plans for tonight, a local hotspot serving up some romantic inspiration. They'll join us in studio on Foodie Friday.
When you've trusted your personal injury case to Bygoff and Rohde, you're going to feel the weight of the world off your shoulders. You have to concern yourself with getting to the doctor and trying to get better. We'll do everything else. And that's how we get results for our clients.
The fact that Brad Schimmel supports the 1849 law terrifies me. When I was pregnant, I had complications, but because of the ban, doctors couldn't help me. Brad Schimmel has no idea what it's like to lay in a hospital bed, pregnant and dying. The 1849 law that Brad Schimmel supports almost killed me. Brad Schimmel is too extreme for the Supreme Court.
At Overhead Door Company, we repair any garage door and only install the best. Serving up to 100 miles outside of the Onalaska, Wisconsin area. When you need a door company you can trust with your life, call Overhead Door Company of the Seven Rivers region.
The President's Week sale at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. Hurry in for store-wide sale prices, 24-month financing, and free gas just for shopping at Drury's. Only at Drury's will you find all the best brands like Daniels Amish, Flex Steel, Smith Brothers, and Lazy Boy. Plus, the design staff to help you pull it all together. Great prices, 24-month financing, and even free gas. It's happening now. The President's Week sale at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. Family owned for 100 years.
I didn't know it, but my back pain was coming from my feet. My personalized arch support system from the Good Feet store got me back in the picture.
Clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks. Book your free fitting at goodfeet.com.
T-Mobile is very reliable.
It's always nice to know that T-Mobile has us covered.
I love the fact that my family and I, we can stay connected just about anywhere we want to go.
My network is my lifeline.
T-Mobile keeps you connected on America's largest and fastest 5G network. And right now, get 4 free smartphones and 4 lines for $25 per line when you switch.
Ellie McClune is committed to lacrosse, striving for common sense leadership that addresses homelessness, promotes public safety, and supports affordable housing. With deep community roots and experience as a realtor and small business owner, Ellie understands the challenges and opportunities of our city. It's time for real change with a focus on community and responsible solutions. Make your vote count for a thriving lacrosse. Vote in the primary on February 18th. Paid for by Friends of Ellie McClune.
After you've been injured in an accident, life becomes chaotic. You have doctor's appointments, medical bills, insurance adjusters harassing you to settle your claim. When you call Bygoff and Rohde, we take care of it all. We get results.
All right, welcome back. We have a weather alert day today. We have 3 bands of snow working through the forecast region, starting this late afternoon, going into the evening hours, and then finishing out all the way through Saturday night. And then we've got another batch coming in for Sunday, continuing through the area. So there's one in the middle of that as well. We're going to see some of that come in the morning for Saturday, where it's going to see some of the snow stall and then bring in an extra push to knock our temperatures, or at least keep our snow levels a little bit higher, getting about 4 to 8 inches. And that means for 4 to to 8 for everybody. All right, that being said, we get into it. Snowy conditions as we go through Saturday as well. We'll hold on to frigid conditions once we get through Sunday. Sunday's holding on to at least some colder conditions, around 16 degrees for the high. This moisture is coming up off the Pacific, and it continues to stretch across. As I mentioned earlier, it's dropped, at least will be dropping as we go through the next couple of days here, about 60 inches of snow for the High Sierra from this. And of course, in continuing on locally for us, it is getting closer. It is heading towards the Twin Cities right now, and as it does, we are increasing the cloud covers, going from partly cloudy to mostly cloudy as we finish out the morning hours. Cloudy skies come in the early afternoon and continue on, bringing snow coming to the forecast. The winter alerts continue to hold on and stretch a little bit more to the south as well. We'll see this to be 4 to 8 inches, and that carries over not only for today, but all the way as we go into Sunday. We're also looking at the hazardous road travels, where we're seeing limited conditions for visibility today. We'll also see later on today and this evening. We'll see as we go into the evening, we'll have that widespread snow coming in. We're talking at least maybe 1 to 2 inches once we get started in all of this, and then it's going to turn into 4 to 6 inches once we get through a Saturday and into Sunday. We'll pick some of this up as well to 6 to 8, and La Crosse is going to be a part of both of those categories. We have the clouds, as I mentioned, increasing with temperatures in the 20s, so we're going into mild conditions today. We'll also see as we ride right through Eau Claire here, also increasing the clouds going through the late morning hours to mostly cloudy to cloudy skies by the afternoon. We'll hold on to a high of about 20 degrees for them, under 50% chance of snow working in the forecast. Also going to Saturday, we're looking at highs from 26 down to about, say, maybe 32 degrees. Cloudy skies still ensue, holding on to some breezy and gusty winds as well. Today is Valentine's Day, no surprise there, right? As we finish out, we've got the snow, we've got also people having the love as fact, emotions for everybody going into it as we go through the day here. There's widespread snow going through most of the evening commute. Once we get into the 10 o'clock hour as well, that snow will still be widespread as it backs off though from the 11 o'clock to the midnight hour. It starts to work its way south, holding on to La Crosse and then working eastward. That demarcation line continues to hold on to areas by La Crosse and staying away from the north. This is when we get that new band of snow working in the forecast, and that continues to usher in more snow coming back in. As a third band comes in, we're also seeing it kind of wrapping around here, coming backwards, retrograding into the forecast area. So what I've got going on for you over the next couple of days, yes, we go right into how this all plays out. 25 to 30 degrees in mild conditions, cold by Sunday, but much colder and frigid once we go into the remainder of next week, going into Wednesday, and then by Thursday, Friday, we're back in the cold.
Well, if you're looking for a romantic spot to take your Valentine's tonight, from brick oven pizzas to craft cocktails in a historic downtown setting, Muddled Thyme in Winona could be your perfect date night destination. Joining us now with some special Valentine's treat, as you see here, we've got Amy, Joe, and Zach with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about Muddled Thyme for people who may not be familiar.
Oh, well, it's this charming little spot in downtown Winona. The building is historic and has all the brick and tin and wood floor features that just make it have a really cozy vibe.
Okay, yeah, sounds
so
great.
So what makes Muddled Thyme special for folks that are going to be in romantic situations for Valentine's Day coming up, or if not?
Any other time, right? Yeah.
Exactly. Well, I think food is, you know, the fastest way to a person's heart.
Yes,
and
for sure.
So our food is, you know, 95% of it's made from scratch. We use local ingredients, and it's just driven with love and passion for food.
Okay, and tell us what you brought today. This cake definitely standing out, looks beautiful. Everything looks great.
Definitely. So the pizza here is one of our favorites. It's a fig and blue pizza. It's got a great fig spread, arugula, prosciutto, caramelized onions, and then our balsamic honey drizzled over the top. Every week we do appetizer specials, and one of our favorites that we're bringing back this week is going to be our prime rib sliders on our house-made focaccia bread. We make both our focaccia and our pizza dough daily in-house.
Wow.
Yeah, very great product. And then we also have fantastic desserts. Yeah, the showstopper here. This is our signature dessert. It's a raspberry almond cake, sponge cake with a great almond vanilla frosting, beautiful raspberry compote.
Yeah, that looks amazing. Looks so good. And that's made in-house too, is it?
It is, yep.
Okay, and then you guys do brick oven for the pizza, is that right?
We do.
Yes.
All right, you got all the fixings.
Is it all layered inside? Or
Yeah.
All right. So you guys also have craft cocktails. So what's that all about?
Yeah, my son is actually the lead bartender, and he's been, well, we've been open for 2.5 years, and so he's been there since day one, and he really has a passion for crafting well-balanced and unique flavored cocktails. So we always do a signature menu that is standard that you can get every day, and then every month we release kind of seasonal cocktails, and so we have a lot of fun playing around with that. Never boring. You can always come and try something new. And on top of that, mocktails are so popular right now. We have a nice mocktail offering, and we're going to start offering the mocktails on our seasonal, just due to like a lot of response from people.
A lot of demand, yeah, and they look beautiful. I've seen them on Facebook. They look
you.
so beautiful. So talking about mocktails and other dietary restrictions, do you offer any gluten-free items or anything like that?
Yeah, so as someone with celiac disease myself, I find a lot of pride in the fact that we can do almost our entire menu gluten-free if asked upon. We have a great gluten-free crust, and then we also have a really nice gluten-free focaccia bread that we can substitute for crostini with some of our appetizers. We can serve it with Parmesan and oil and balsamic. So yeah, that's something that we strive for, is making our food available for anyone who comes in.
Okay, yeah, that's great.
And your staff, you have a wonderful staff as well.
Incredible staff. Yeah.
We have a high standards.
Yeah, that's great. And then events, I think I saw on Facebook you guys do some events and stuff like that too. How can people learn more information and know what's going on at Muddle Time?
If you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and our website, so muddletime.com.
Okay, keep up with you guys there. All right, anything else that you guys want people to know before we go?
We are also open for lunch Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We have a nice lunch menu with in-house like homemade sandwiches, and you can get our lovely pizzas, desserts. So it's a nice lunch date place too.
Okay, well, great. Thank you so much for being here to let us know about Muddle Time.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Stay with us. We're back right after this.
Here's what's coming up on CBS Mornings. Giddy up, y'all, because general ticket sales for Beyonce's Cowboy Carter tour go on sale today. And fans are already stressing out after issues with Ticketmaster during pre-sales. We will share some tips on best ways to buy your tickets and how to avoid being scammed. Plus, Timothée Chalamet is getting plenty of buzz for playing Bob Dylan in the film A Complete Unknown. We will have a preview of the Oscar nominees' conversation with 60 Minutes. And Anthony Mason talks with husband-wife duo The War and Treaty about what inspired the new album and the love story that brought their voices together. We will have everything you need to know and more on the show. We'll see you at 7.
PB and J?
PB before we go.
P before we go.
P before we go.
See you tomorrow?
Yeah.
This street's like any other in Wisconsin, but the new neighbor is a pedophile who repeatedly raped a little girl, released after just 2 years in prison. Thanks to Judge Susan Crawford's sweetheart sentence, a fraction of the 60 years he faced. Now, the pedophile lives blocks from a school. And with Susan Crawford on the bench, your street could be next.
Jolivet Family Farms, known for farm fresh fruit and vegetables, but featuring so much more. Come see all that we have. Valentine's Day, we have something special for your sweetheart. Homemade goodness, hand-dipped chocolate-covered strawberries, cream cheese pie, heart-shaped cookies, specialty chocolates, candy bouquets, Verde sparkling wine, roses, for all your heart-shaped needs, and so much more. There is no substitute for homegrown freshness, open daily year-round. Jolivet Family Farms, West Salem.
Yeah, I joke, my ears were her Valentine's gift a year ago. So something I'd been thinking about, and so Valentine's Day was coming around, and I had spoke to Tom a couple times, but never made anything definite, and so I just kind of made the definite plan and made it happen, and glad I did. Wish I would have done it 20 years ago.
Yeah, he can actually participate in conversations now and not just shaking his head.
Better hearing is a better life.
What is a hero? Not the kind from comic books and movies saving the day.
We're talking about everyday heroes, those with a special kind of courage or ability, those saving the day, one person at a time. News 8 Now wants to find those heroes and thank them for bettering our community. Go to news8000.com, click on Features, then Hometown Heroes to nominate someone you feel is truly a hometown hero.
The News 8 Plus app. Local news on your time.
Welcome back. It is 6:53, time for your morning news now. A new state audit calling for major changes at Milwaukee Public Schools. That review, ordered by Governor Evers, shows the district needs new leadership and better communication with parents. Workers also need new ways to report problems. It comes as Milwaukee students posted some of the lowest reading scores among major U.S. cities. And President Trump signing more executive orders yesterday, including one on reciprocal tariffs. They'll match what other countries levy against American imports. The president says the tariffs will improve the U.S. economy, but some economists warn they could lead to higher prices. A Minnesota senator says she won't seek re-election in 2026. Democrat Tina Smith made that announcement yesterday, saying she wants to spend more time with her family. A downtown La Crosse's bar liquor license is at risk over underage drinking. The city wants to revoke Latino Bar and Grill's license. A special council meeting is set for next Thursday. Police say that owners and staff aren't stopping underage drinking and that they have responded to the bar more than 120 times since it opened in 2022. A step forward for the Wagon Wheel project. Common Council voted last night to let the state manage bidding and contracts. The trail will connect La Crosse and La Crescent by widening the Highway 1461 bridge for walking and biking. And happening this weekend, the International Owl Center in Houston hosting Wisconsin Neighbor Weekend. See live owls and catch special programs at 11 and 2. Film lovers can head to Winona's Frozen River Film Festival, featuring more than 50 films and workshops. And for a unique winter activity, Fox Run Tavern's Snowshoe Beer Mile returns tomorrow. Strap on some snowshoes, grab a pint, and hit the track. And a reminder from the Campbell Police Department, alternate side parking is in effect. Since today's date is even, park on the even-numbered side of the street. Then move your car to the odd-numbered side on odd days. Officers will ticket cars that are parked on the wrong side through April 1st.
All right, we have a weather alert day today due to hazardous road travel, snow, blowing snow, and drifting snow. We're looking this to continue from the afternoon into the evening commute overnight and through Saturday night. We may even see some coming in on Sunday as well. We're talking 4 to 8 inches of snow in the forecast. You can see here between Eau Claire right back down to La Crosse, we could see 4 to 6 inches of snow in the forecast. 2 to 4 as you get a little bit closer to Rochester, working all the way up into Minneapolis as well, where we're going to be seeing 2 weather alert days today. Tomorrow going right back into Sunday with cold conditions, frigid conditions to go through most of the work week, and then by Thursday, Friday, we're back into the cold.
All right, thank you. Well, more zoos are joining the anti-Valentine's trend with creative ways to remember your ex. San Antonio Zoo will name a cockroach, a rodent, or a vegetable after them before feeding it to the animals. $5 gets you a digital Valentine and video of the meal. And in Oregon, $50 lets Wildcat Ridge Sanctuary feed a heart to a big cat in your ex's name. They are getting very creative.
Very creative. That's impressive.
Yeah, I know. I don't know which one I would pick. Do you know which one you would pick?
No, I don't.
And I don't know what vegetable you would want to send. Maybe a tomato or something. Something stinky. I don't know. It would have to be a tomato. Broccoli. Oh yeah, our producer Andrew said broccoli.
How about that flower that we were talking about?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of too. The one that smells like human flesh. There you go. Perfect. Thank you for starting your morning with us. We'll see you back here at noon. Until then, enjoy your Friday.